video walkthrough on a used fun finder, and guess what? We have found the fun. So the previous owners had a backup camera installed on this. Couldn't find their screen for it anywhere inside, but I'm sure you can purchase the screen separately and have it work with that camera. However, the camera does run power from your marker lights right up there, so the running lights on your tow vehicle need to be on for that camera to work. Oh, God, get that boat. Sewer area. This one is your gray tank, that's your shower and like your sink water. This one's your black tank, that's your toilet water. Definitely recommend making sure these valves are all the way closed before you take this cap off. This is not going to be any fun. And then I always do black tank first, and then gray tank. That way the gray water will flush out my hose. I'm not carrying around a hose dripping in black tank water. Shore cord is your shore cord, 30 amp shore cord. Comes with a unit. It'll be in the front compartment. City water, this is where you're going to hook your hose up to run off the city water pressure. You won't need your pump or anything like that for it. Black tank flush, you can screw your hose into that. As you're dumping your black tank, you can turn that hose on. There's a small nozzle in the tank. It's going to allow it to kind of get flushed out, help keep it from stinking up. Cable inlet, so if you're going something that provides cable, you can hook it up through there. Spray port, there's a quick disconnect sprayer that you can hook up here. Water heater, super simple to use. The only thing you folks will have to do is put your anode rod in there. And here, see this right here? See it right there? See it? In there. Thread it by hand as much as you can. 1 1/16 is the socket size. Get it snug down. Then as soon as you hook up water to it, whether it be from your fresh or your city water, it'll start filling and then you'll be able to go to kick it on. If you want to run it on electric, the switch out here needs to be to the on position, which it is into the off position now, so keep that in mind. Then, before pulling your anode rod out to drain it, definitely don't recommend, you should always do it this way. Open your pressure relief. Water's going to squirt out right here. That's fine. Once it stops squirting out, snap it closed. Then you can pull your anode rod out to drain it. If you neglect to do this first, all that pressure is coming out here and you're going to get wet. And then definitely recommend cleaning in here and in there quite often. Nice large pass-through storage. Here's got good information. Your VIN, gross, sorry, bug flew into my mouth. Cargo carrying capacity right there. Tire pressure, they are filled to 50 psi. Definitely check that almost every time before you tow it. I always do mine every time before I tow mine, just in case. Let me set this down. I can get this cover off for you. You don't have to take that off. Anytime you need to access your propane, you can open it up through here. It's just easier to show like this. Dual 30-pound cylinders. They are filled up. So you don't have to worry about getting filled. But here you got your automatic changeover regulator. Whichever one it's pointing to, it's going to pull from that one first. Once this tank were to get emptied, if this one were to be on, there's a little diaphragm in here that's going to open up and switch to pulling from this tank. However, this selector isn't going to move when it switches tanks by itself. So keep that in mind, that you could be halfway through this tank and you still think you're running off of this one. So keep that in mind. And then some people think splitting it like this, it's going to have it pull from both tanks equally. It doesn't work that way. It's one or the other. Right back here, Group 24 RV Marine Gray battery, brand new battery. We took the one that was with this camper out and put a new one in there. The winter, recommend taking the battery completely out, storing it somewhere warm. Basement, garage, shed, anywhere than just sitting out in the cold. And if it's going to be a long time between trips, couple weeks, definitely recommend disconnecting the negative lead off your battery to keep anything from pulling voltage when you're not using it. Power tongue jack right here with a light. Beats hand cranking every day of the week. 7-way goes in the back of your truck, allows the trailer lights to work and the brakes. Chains cross them, and then you have a breakaway right here, hooked to that box. If you, for any reason, want to get unhooked from your truck, it'll pull the pin in the box, activate the brakes on the trailer. Stabilizer jacks, all 4 corners. Yep, one of those. They're just meant for stabilizing. Here's your crank for it right here. That other crank is going to be a backup for your side out. Other side of that storage. There's that spray port right there. Oh. Another little tidbit. Previous owners installed LED lights. This isn't factory, this was installed. They don't work, couldn't get them to work. Since it's not a factory component, it was a previous owner installed component, we didn't worry too much about making sure it works. Everything else on this works, fridge works, AC works, everything works. Just since that was a previously installed part, it's not really, it wasn't designed to be on the camper the way it is, so just keep that in mind. So you don't get it and be surprised that, oh, it doesn't work, then why didn't they fix it? Because sales only approves a certain amount of money. It needs to be fixed when they get traded in, and that was probably written up. It was just one of those things that they didn't want to spend money on to get fixed. But everything else works, you can trust me. GFCI protected outlet. All your GFCI outlets are on the same circuit, so if one's going to trip, all of them are going to trip. And when I go inside, I'll show you where you hit the reset button on. It's very simple. Cable outlet right here, as well as a TV mount. So if you wanted to have a TV outside, you could. Right here is where you fill your onboard fresh tank. Just rest your hose in there, turn it on, let it fill. Monitor its progress from the monitoring panel. Don't wait until you hear water gush out everywhere to know it's full. Just like your water heater, recommend draining it after every trip. Right there is your drain for it. So right now it's open. When you're ready to fill it, just make sure you close it. Exhaust for your furnace, keep it clean. Both parts, just check it regularly, clean it often. Same with your fridge, clean up in here. Every once in a while, take this panel off, clean back there. Now here's some of my favorite part about ones like this is the outdoor kitchen, because it gives you so much space. Nice big old mini fridge out here. Perfect for all the beers. Another GFCI outlet, outdoor sink. Lights out here, outdoor cooktop, plenty of storage. Let's use this outdoor cooktop, unlatch it, pull it out. You're gonna grab that propane hose right there. Quick disconnects to that. Open up that black valve. Open this, turn it to light it with barbecue lighter, match whatever you got to light. You're good to cook outside. Perfectly perfect. All right, now one more thing I noticed I had neglected to show you, and then we'll go in on the inside. This, when you want to use the fan on your range hood, make sure you unlatch these so it actually has somewhere to vent. When you travel, make sure it gets closed. Alright, this is both an indoor and outdoor thing. I'll show you the controls for it. This is what your awning looks like when it's all the way out. It does not automatically stop as you're holding the switch. You have to visually look at it and see when it gets to this point to stop it. It is adjustable for pitch. Grab this large portion here, pull it down, do the same on both arms. It pitches the edge, so if it's rainy you can have water run off to the corner rather than all the way along the edge. If it is windy, really rainy, really harsh storm, roll your awning back up. You don't want it to get damaged. And if you roll it in wet like it is now, that's why I'm going to leave it open. As soon as you get the chance to, roll it back out, let the water dry off, or else it'll hold moisture, it'll get smelly, it'll get stained and streaky. Alright, now we're coming onto the inside. AC's on, it feels real good in here. Let's wipe my feet off real quick. Right here, you can read your tanks, battery, fresh, black. Ignore auxiliary, you don't have an auxiliary tank. And then gray. You can turn your water pump on and off from here, your water heater on propane in here. Remember, if you want it electric, you have to use the one outside. Then you controls for your slide out, controls for your awning in and out, porch light, cabin light, which is bedroom light, and then the light up in here. Then you have 2 little LED lights on your cap, that's to turn them off. Now, you do have a battery disconnect. If you pull this out, it disconnects the battery from the 12-volt system. So you can also do that when you store it. However, if you want it to be plugged, instead of disconnecting a negative lead like I show you do, if you want it to be plugged in, because it does charge when you're plugged in when you're storing it, make sure your battery is connected. Else that charge won't reach the battery itself. This is the outlet. This is the main GFCI outlet. If any GFCI would have tripped, like that one over there, the one in the bathroom, the one over there, this is the button you hit the reset on. Fire extinguisher down there. Got a TV here. You can unclip it so you can bring it out and swivel it. And I do believe, yep, you can unmount this TV from back here and carry it outside. Just make sure when you travel with this thing, you have it latched so it doesn't go anywhere. Now, another little neat trick with this, you can pull this pin out of here. Boom, now you can watch TV in the bedroom. And there's a mirror on the other side. Again, just like your other latch, make sure you pin this in place before you travel. Got a radio down here. Here's your remotes for your TV and your radio up here. Radio is super simple. Hit power to power it on. This is your channel, your tuner, your volume here. So you can, A and B are inside, C is outside. You can hear the outside ones kinda. A is this main area. B is the bedroom. And C is outside. You can have them on, so you can choose what zones you want on or off. You have auxiliary, you can hit that, so you can listen to music from an auxiliary cord. AM, FM. Select modes here. This is enter if you're going to fiddle with the settings. You have an alarm, you can set mute, you can just mute the radio. Presets, push and hold to save presets. It is a DVD player as well. You can pop a DVD in there and turn your TV to AV or sometimes composite and watch standard definition DVDs. And then you have a USB right there. You charge your phone off of there right there too. Then push and hold this power, just turn everything off. Microwave works like your standard household microwave, nothing real special about it. Only works when you're plugged in. You do have a light and a fan. Remember, if you're gonna run that fan, make sure that thing on the outside is open. Cooktop, you just turn it to light. Twist your sparker. The gases also won't light. Light it right up. Your oven's a little different. You turn this to pilot on, push and hold. As you're pushing and holding that, you need to get down here with a barbecue lighter or a match and manually light that pilot. Once that pilot is lit, you can then set it to your desired temperature. If you plan on cooking again in a few hours and you don't want to have to go through all the process of lighting the pilot again, just turn it to pilot on. It shuts the burners off but leaves the pilot on. Turn that off before you leave, before you go to bed, if you're not in the camper. You don't want any lit pilots unattended. Fridge is super simple. You have on or off, auto or gas. Auto is going to default to 110, so if its camper's plugged in, it's got power, that's what it's going to use. If you were to lose power or camper would get unplugged for any reason, it's automatically switched to running off of propane for you, if your propane were to be on. Now, unlike your fridge at home, this takes about 8 to 10 hours to get to its operating temperature. So, if you can, plug it in the night before, let it get cold. Right below here, all your breakers for your 120 volt appliances, all your fuses for your 12 volts. So you have 1 all 15s, and 2 40s. I would invest in some spare fuses just in case. Rather have them and not need them than need them and not have them. Thermostat right here. First mode, it'll ask when you click it, it'll be auto, high or low. I recommend just leaving on auto. Auto is going to allow your AC to cycle on and off at its set temperature. The compressor will shut on and off. The fan will sometimes continuously run. That way it doesn't freeze up. So if you have it set to 65, once it hits 65, it'll shut off and then cycle back on and off to regulate that. If you just had it on high, it'll keep running no matter what temperature it is. And eventually, if it's hot and humid out, it'll freeze up and shut off. You have to wait for it to thaw out before you can use it again. Then you can select cool. Cool goes to 55. Then you can select furnace. Your furnace goes all the way to 90. Bathroom, pretty simple. Main light, vanity light, another GFCI protected outlet, sink, self-explanatory. Shower, hot and cold, removable shower head. When you travel with this like that, so the door can't actually swing all the way open. Toilet is super simple. As long as you're pushing this pedal in here, your toilet's going to keep flushing. And you do have a fan here. Just open the lid when you're ready to use the fan. Definitely recommend running this when you're going to take a hot shower to keep the moisture off the walls. Get a little ottoman in here. Have it like this or out of the way somewhere when you travel. Not when you travel, but before you close the slide out, because if you have it where you would normally have an ottoman, that slide out's going to run into it. And then these are recliners. I do believe they are recliners. Yep. Very nice. All right, thank you. See, yeah. Pull this again to unlatch it. Snap it closed. Don't fit. Yep. Just recliners. Yep. Bedroom. Outlets on that side over here, and then I think there should be another one over here. Yep. And then lights above the bed. You just turn on and off right here. See? Like that. Same with this one. And the other one. There you go. You do have a fan vent up here. All you do is when you want to open it, push this in and turn it. Then you go the other way. Yep. And then you turn this to your fan speed. You have reverse, medium and high, and then forward, medium, high, and low. And then, obviously, off. Like that. And then again, you light in your bedroom right here. You turn on and off at the fixture itself. Or you can use the switch over there. Emergency exit window, super simple to use. Lift up like this. Push out. You can have it like this for an emergency. Not emergency, but regular window. If it was an emergency, you push this all the way out, grab the screen here, yank it off, and jump out. Then up over here, smoke alarm. Use your standard 9-volt batteries. If they start going, giving those chirps, replace the batteries. Antenna. It tells you which way to crank up. So you go up this way until you feel the resistance. Then you're up. Then if you want to adjust it, pull this down and twist. We want twist now. Well, it's not all the way up. There we go. Pull it and twist. So you can tune in the signal. Usually it's good where it's at. But before you lower it back down, make these triangles line back up. Then go back down. Because there's a little cradle on the roof that needs to line up. Boom. You can hear it hit the roof. All right. Well, that concludes our video walkthrough of your used Fun Finder. Hope you guys enjoy using this camper. I like this setup on this a lot. Hope you guys get a lot of use out of it. Hope you guys found the video informative. Goodbye.